Hi, in this tutorial, we are going to learn about the common commands used in Visual Studio Code when working with Lightning Web Components. So let's start. The first command we need to learn is the sfdx space commands. And what this command will do is list down all the commands available in our force namespace. We can go to our terminal and type in sfdx space commands. And the commands will be displayed for our reference. If we were to forget the parameters that are passed for a particular command, we can use the dash help. And what this command will do is it will list down the parameters that are needed to be provided for a command. So if I were to forget how to create a class, I can type in the sfdx followed by the apex force apex class command and simply type in dash help. And what this command will do is list down the usage and the description and the command itself for me for my reference. So let's create a lightning component. So when creating a Lightning Web Component, we can use two ways. The first way is by using the palette that is provided, and all we have to do is type in Ctrl+Shift+P and select the command sfdx create Lightning Web Components. If we are using the console commands, we use the command sfdx space force lightning components create command followed by the /n, which is the name and the custom name that we want to give. In this case, I'm going to give first lightning example followed by -d, which indicates a directory, and I'm going to give in the default directory of the Lightning Web Components, and the type is in this case LWC, which indicates the Lightning Web Component. So I'm going to explore with the palette and type in Ctrl+Shift+P, and the first command sfdx create lightning web components is what I'm going to select, followed by the custom name that I want to give. In this case, it is first lightning example and the default directory. Once I have executed the command, under the default directory, under LWC, the first lightning example component folder will be created, and under this folder 3 files will be created: an HTML file, a JavaScript file, and the meta file. When creating an Apex class, there are different types of templates that are provided. So to find out these templates, we can simply explore with the --help command that we learned about earlier. And once we type in the command and followed by the --help, we can see the type of parameters that we can provide in this command. So let's focus on the -t, which is the template. And we can see that there are many templates that we can create. For this example, we are going to use the default Apex class template. So the command for creating the Apex class in our console, followed by the /n and the custom name that we want to give, which is the first Apex. /t indicates the template, and the template that we are going to use is the default Apex class, followed by /d, which indicates the directory, and we are going to give the default directory where classes are created. So let's copy this command and execute it in our terminal. Once we have executed the command, the terminal provides us the target directory and the files that were created. So we can confirm this by moving to our directory, default directory, and opening the classes folder. And we can see the first Apex class along with the meta file has been created. Once we create our Lightning Web Components and our Apex classes, we will have to push it into our org. And we are going to push it into our Scratch org, which we learned to create in the previous video. The console command to push a Lightning Web Component or the classes or any files into a Scratch org would be simply typing in Control-Shift-P if we are using the palette, and followed by the push source code to default Scratch org. But if we are using the console, we can use the sfdx space force :source :push. So for this example, we are going to explore with the palette and type in Control-Shift-P and select push source to default Scratch org. Once we have successfully run this command, we can see the files that were pushed to our Scratch org. So the Lightning Web Component files along with the Apex files were pushed to our Scratch org. So now that we are familiar with the commands and communicating between our Visual Studio Code and our Scratch org, in the next tutorial, we are going to learn how to create our first Lightning Web Component. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.